following video contains a revised ultimate tank build. Some viewers complained there was no damage. Some said we needed more bonus armor. We have stacked critical damage and now get over 2.3 million in bonus armor for everyone. Viewer discretion is advised.
System restored.
Completely amazing.
Shoot off the flare so Torres knows you're ready to go.
Rogue defender drone detected. Hostile defender drone detected. System curtailed. System reactivated. Serious trauma detected. Rogue restore hive detected. Hostile restore hive detected.
Oh my god, I almost died! No! I almost died! That was so scary, thank you!
It's okay. It's alright. It's alright.
You want to protect the world, but you don't want it to change. How is humanity saved if it's not allowed to evolve? That was dramatic.
If you're a guy, keep scrolling.
Sup, boys? You're with me today. Check this out.
System reactivated. System malfunctioning.
I'll put the accent.
Helo is ready when you are. Shoot a flare to signal Torres.
When someone makes something look simple, it's because they have put in a lot of fucking work.
Hello,
Plum here, g'day champions, how's it going, and welcome back to another Division 2 build video. Today we're going to be checking out my revised ultimate tank build. A couple of weeks ago I dropped an awesome build video giving over 2.2 million in bonus armor for you and your whole team. While a lot of you absolutely loved it, there were a few people that commented saying where's the damage and how about some more armor. So I took it back to the drawing board, modified it, and produced this critical tank version. We're going to be stacking crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and even more armor. We can now deal some serious damage and provide over 2.3 million in bonus armor for everyone. This build is perfect for whatever PvE content you want to play. Heroic activities, summit, countdown, and just like the previous version, if you want to tweak those mods for legendary missions and get up to 49% protection from elites, you can. I haven't yet tried this in PvP, but to be honest, I kind of want to. Look, this build is insane. It's easy-ish to piece together, but it is super easy to use and it's a lot of bloody fun. But before we get stuck into the build, welcome back to all you amazing subscribers. If you are new to the channel and you're enjoying the content, you know what to do, pull your finger out and give that sub button a click. Make sure you engage with this video, a like, a share, a comment, it all helps with the magic and the wizardry of the YouTube algorithm. Doing all this stuff is going to help the channel and our amazing community grow. And don't forget to check me out on all my other socials including Twitch, Discord, Facebook, the works. All the links are in the description below. Righto champions, let's check out my ultimate critical tank build. No reds, 6 blues, no skill tiers, we now have over 2.3 million in armor. With all our bonus armor as well, we have over 4.6 million total. We're going to be using 2 pieces of Badger, 1 Gilla, 2-piece Foundry, and 1 of the Electric brand set. Now the keen-eye viewer might have noticed the expertise upgrades on this build. This does improve our armor, maxing out all these to level 23 will cost a lot of resources though. But in saying that, you'd have well over 2.4 million in armor, maybe even closer to 2.5. Are these expertise upgrades worth it? Well, if you plan to reuse the items that you upgrade on a lot of different builds, then yeah, I'd say it's worth it. For our specialization, we're going to be using Survivalist. The Fire Grenade is great for crowd control and works fantastic with the Sledgehammer talent. We get 10% protection from elites, so like I said before, if you did want to swap the mods for protection from elites mods, we could get up to 49%. It's an easy little tweak that you can make to make this more legendary friendly. The shared armor kit is great to have, it repairs everyone within 20 meters of you. And the Survivalist Tactical Link gives group members 10% bonus damage to targets with a status effect. That's a very handy damage increase and is easy to use considering the gun that we're going to be using as our primary. And that gun is the Scorpio.
This weapon fires debilitating venomous rounds inspired by the Scorpion, specifically Hottentotta. The weapon, developed in conjunction with DARPA, failed to get approval due to being in contravention of the Hague Convention of 1899.
My one's maxed out and we have 15% extra weapon damage via the expertise system. If I had more exotic components, this is definitely a gun that I'd upgrade further. The talent is called Septic Shock. Shooting the target applies stacks of venom lasting 10 seconds. Increasing the stacks adds more severe debuffs to the target. 1 Poison, 3 Disorient, which is also known as Confuse, and 6 is Shock. Once we're at 7 stacks, that target takes an additional 20% damage from all sources. 2 out of the 3 statuses that we do get from the Scorpio will trigger our backpack talent, giving us more bonus armor. Remember, if there are other players using the Scorpio, the debuffs do stack. So on the odd occasion, you might miss the chance to proc that backpack bonus armor. Just get into the habit of paying closer attention to the debuffs and swap targets that you're shooting at if you need to. It is pretty simple when you know what you're looking at. For our secondary weapon, I've got an MK16 with the talent Sledgehammer. But to be honest, any gun with this talent will do. Sledgehammer works great with fire nades, especially when spawn trapping NPCs in legendary missions. And for the pistol, we've got the TDI card. That +1 skill tier does help with our skill cooldowns, and we've got the talent Perpetuation. However, normally I do just spam the Scorpio on this build. I don't really swap to the pistol. Righto then, for the gear on the build, and first up we've got the Badger mask. We're running 2 pieces of the Badger brand set, so we get 10% shotgun damage, and we get 5% total armor. We've got max armor, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and a crit hit chance mod. This one has been expertise to level 21, giving us just a little bit more armor. It's a piece that I'd use on other shotgun builds, so the resources aren't really wasted. Keep in mind, if you did want to swap the mod out to a protection from elites mod, that would drop your crit, but you'd also be able to gain up to 49% protection from elites. As I said before, this is a very easy and simple thing to do when playing a tank role in legendary content. For the chest piece, we've got the named Gilla or Hilligard, the Point Man. The brand set gives us another 5% total armor. We've got max armor, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and another crit hit chance mod. Again on this one, the expertise has been upgraded to 17. The talent is called Perfect Vanguard. Deploying a shield makes it invulnerable for 5 seconds and grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor for all allies for 20 seconds. This does have a 25-second cooldown. Now a little something to take note of which differs from the original tank build. On this one, we're speccing into crit hit chance and crit hit damage, and on the other one, we went for hazard protection. This can become a little bit of an issue when versing hunters or other NPCs that use jammers and disrupts. If not being aware of this and not playing it correctly, we could get caught out not being able to proc Vanguard at all. Being familiar with the content that you're playing, getting into timing and rhythm is key with your shield. In Countdown, it is pretty predictable, but in legendary content, not so much. For the holster, we've got the first of 2 pieces of Foundry, so we get 10% total armor. We've got max armor, crit hit damage, and it has been expertised. That's right, this is the recycled holster from the other build. So again, this is an item that I've used on multiple different builds, so upgrading it has been worth it. And the same deal goes with the Foundry knee pads, recycled from that previous build, so we've got max armor, crit hit damage, and 21 expertise. The gloves are going to be the second piece of Badger, where we've got max armor, max crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and these have been expertise to level 17. And the final piece on the build is the Lavoisier backpack. The electric brand set gives us 10% status effect, but this doesn't apply to any of the status effects that the Scorpio applies. We've got max armor, the crit hit chance and the crit hit damage still need optimizing, and we've got another 12% crit hit damage mod. The talent here is called Perfect Galvanize. Applying a blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 50% of your armor as bonus armor to you and all your allies within 30 meters of that enemy for 10 seconds. So we're going to get 50% of our armor as bonus armor from our backpack and 50% from Perfect Vanguard. That's 100%. Easy math. That's over 2.3 million in bonus armor we can keep procking for everyone. The Scorpio also applies the Confuse and Shock, so just by shooting NPCs, this is going to give armor. So to proc the other half of our bonus armor, we're going to head to our skills, and that skill is going to be the shield. Yes, you do need to use one for this build to proc the chest talent. The Crusader shield, I find's the best. It's going to proc Vanguard, and it allows us to keep using the Scorpio to keep procking the other half, which is Perfect Galvanize. And the second skill that we're going to be using is the Riot Foam. Ensnare's going to proc Galvanize as well, so we can yeet it across the room if needed, or it is super handy to spawn trap NPCs. Righto, so fine print time, let's check out the stat sheet. 55.7% crit hit chance and 138.7 crit hit damage. I don't reckon you expected it to be that high. Maxing out our backpack will increase this just that little bit more. We also have 12% damage to armor which comes on our Scorpio, and that will increase the damage to any NPCs with an armor pool, including the hunters. For our offensive stats, we've got 25% all weapon damage and 40% shotgun damage. Keep in mind the more that we upgrade our Scorpio, the more damage we'll get. And just to confirm that this is a legitimate 2.3 million armor build, let's see that armor. 2,334,000. Having everything at expertise 23 will give us well past that 2.4 million, maybe even on the cusp of 2.5 million. Unfortunately, at this time, I don't have the exotic components to do all this, so we're just going to be settling for over that 2.3 million. Like I've mentioned a few times through the course of this video, if you did want to sacrifice some crit and use protection from elites mod, that would take you to 49% protection from elites. It's a great little tweak for the build if you're wanting to use this for legendary content. So that's the build, champions. You wanted more damage and more armor out of my previous ultimate tank build? Well, we delivered. Anyone that you team up and play this game with in any content will love you for using this build. It's a hard-hitting, bulk bonus armor giving, tanky son of a bitch. But the really important thing about this build is it's a lot of bloody fun to use. So what do you reckon? Are you going to be a champion and have a crack at my ultimate critical tank build? What modifications would you make? Let me know down below. So that's going to wrap it up for this one, champions, and like always, show your content creators your support, like, share, comment, and subscribe. All this kind of stuff really does help support myself and the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one. I'm Plum out.